How I achieved my life's goals in 15 seconds. Claude Poumerol.
How do you measure success? Madam Chair, fellow Toastmasters, yes, ladies and gentlemen, how do we measure success? In my opinion, success is to be measured not as much by what we have accomplished in our life, but more so by the obstacles we had to overcome in order to succeed. 1964, I was 15 years old and I had a dream. I wanted to be the fastest runner in the world. Raised in a boarding school with the nuns, all we did for physical education was the sign of the cross and a lot of genuflections. I had no coach, I had no help, I didn't even have the proper gear. I remember the day I went to qualify for the trials, I could hear the girls saying, "Who is she? Did you run against her? Who is her coach? Do you know her? Look, she doesn't even have the proper shoe." They made me mad. And as I was waiting for my turn, I looked at the finish line. See, over there, right there. And suddenly it appeared. I could see it like a pendulum. His medal. At the sound of the starting gun, I became the bullet. No time to think, no time to breathe. Just run, 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 run. And to my surprise and the surprise of everyone, I won. I had in my hand, ladies and gentlemen, the ticket to the Olympics, the ticket to glory. 10 days before we were to leave for what I was, 15 years old, the youngest athlete on the French team going to Tokyo. 10 days before we were to leave for Tokyo, I asked Father, "Can we go for a drive?" He was a very busy doctor, but this day he said, "Sure." He was so proud, he was so happy, and so was I. But my destiny was around the corner. A drunk driver, chased by the police, and all I recall was those two bright lights coming on to us, and the terrific crash of those two cars wrangling together. Father died. As for me, I woke up 4 months later from a coma to realize my losses. Goodbye, Father. Goodbye, Tokyo. Goodbye, Olympics. Goodbye, running. I even thought, goodbye, life. But life goes on. It was a long and painful recovery. I eventually attended La Sorbonne in Paris, graduated as a teacher, got a job, but I got fired. 1968, the students in Paris decided to have their own revolution. I'm walking home from school. Bang, I got picked up with the rest of them, spent the night in jail. The next day, I figured, all right, I'm going to go to America. Well, in the United States, they didn't want me. They say I spoke funny. Okay, they say they speak English, they speak French in Canada. Let's go to Canada. What a beautiful country. But I had one problem, is that in Montreal, I could not understand the French. So I went to the airport and I asked this young lady, "Could you please tell me where can I go in Canada where I would improve my English?" And she looked at me kind of laughing and she said, "Calgary." Okay, where is Calgary? "Oh, very west." "Do they speak English there?" "No problem." And then she mentioned something like, "Howdy, partner." I went to Calgary. It was the second day of the stampede. Calgary was beautiful for me. I got a job as a French teacher. I got married. We had a son. Life was good. Then we moved to British Columbia, to Nanaimo, just across over there, where our daughter was born. And then things went bad. My leg needed another operation. Then they found out that I had ovarian cancer. And finally, in 1986, they just told me, well, we have to amputate your leg. Huh? I said, what? We got to amputate your leg. Well, and I thought I already lost so much, and well, how much more do you want? One thing they could not take away from me was my dream, was my goal. So 2 months after the amputation, I started training, running, training, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, with a coach and an able-bodied team. Soon I was competing. And soon, once again, I was in the Olympic team. This time was the Paralympic for Canada in 1988, going to Seoul, Korea. Wow, when I went to Seoul, I looked at that stadium and I thought, oh my God, it's so big and I'm so small. But I was ready. In 1964, I lost my father. In 1986, I lost my leg. In 1988, ladies and gentlemen, I become the world record holder, the gold medalist. I had achieved my dream, my goal in 15 seconds. I was the fastest runner in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, go for it. You have to have one. You don't have one, make one. But have one. Otherwise, why on earth do you get up in the morning?